got this area. And one of the big improvements that they made, I think, was putting these on. They used to just leave these open, and they were worthless. Couldn't store nothing up there. We don't take anything off of here. We just travel with it up there like that. These little suction cup things are great for your toothbrushes and things. I changed out the water and put in this oxygenation. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, Oxygenics, I think it is. This thing is wonderful. It's more like your household shower than the one that comes with, I think, again, the one that comes with its cheap junk. And I just think they ought to just, I don't know. Don't get me started. If I was them, I would be wanting to do more quality work. Or maybe, I understand they're trying to keep the cost down, but come on. These things are invaluable. You don't want to stand down there, especially if the gray water tank filled up, then you're standing in gray water. It comes up, that's how you know it's full. When water starts standing in there, your gray water tank is full. You have storage here, which is a dry storage. We've got our toilet paper in there for the RV. And then over here, you've got a little thing where you can keep other necessaries for the bathroom. And this is not waterproof. So it's not a waterproof place. So that's kind of a general tour. There's a fan up here also. You push up to open this fan, push the button to start this fan. Do not have that running when you flush the commode. You will regret it. It sucks all those fumes right up, man. Boy, it'll knock you over. It's not fun. But you always should turn that off. And when you're traveling, you should always have this closed. So you always, I keep it closed most of the time. Let's see, is there anything I'm forgetting? Some people have had some problems with the carpet coming down. We've not had any trouble. I've been thankful for that. This thing here has a control, which I've got mounted here, and I can turn this on with the remote control, and it'll come on, and it opens automatically. You can set a temperature on this for this to automatically come on and go off, and you can set the speed, as you can see there. I can change that speed. Let's see here, where is it? I can change that speed to 40%. I can go up to 100%, and it will go either inside, it'll suck air out or blow air in, whichever you need. It's called max air, and that thing is wonderful. I love that max air. Push the button to close, turn it off, and close it. And you always want to travel with that closed, otherwise you may get somewhere and that cover be missing, which would be kind of a bad thing because water's going to come in here if it rains. There is a modification available. It changes that cover up there to clear, and you can stand here and look up and see the stars. It's kind of neat. It's just a clear cover, just like the cover that's out there, but it's clear. And I may do that sometime. But you get more light in through there, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It kind of depends on your personal preferences and things. It does come with the mirror. That mirror is standard. I always recommend you do this. We use those noodles also in our microwave. I don't have it in there right now, but yeah, we do too. When we're traveling down the road, I usually have more in this. Some of these, I keep these kind of spaced out, and I need to recut some, make them a little tighter. But that's to keep this thing from jumping around and breaking, and that thing there from jumping around and having all kinds of problems. Just that one's not tight enough. I need to replace that one. But this is just a little odd thing that I came up with. I can't remember where I got the idea, but came up with those noodles. And then we also use that noodle up here to keep you from busting your head, because this is just, it's even got a rubber thing on there, but you still hit your head on it. It's just better to have that on there. So that kind of, and you do have a light here at the entry, and this is always red when I'm doing astronomy. This eliminates this side and your access port to go in and out. So that's the Casita, and right here are some information on your trailer. It's on a little thing. Here's another vent. Let's see, is there anything else that you would want to know? I will tell you, if you would like to see a Casita, one of the things Casita does to it for its owners is it allows you to be a contact point for someone who is interested in a Casita travel trailer. And if someone comes and if someone calls Casita and says, I want to go see one of your a travel trailer in my area, you can say, I want to go see Marvin and Robin Huddleston travel trailer in Mesquite, Texas, which is only 44 miles from the factory. Now, why would you want to do that? Why not just go to the factory? Well, excuse me. Well, you're not going to be told about blast. You're not going to be told about all of the modifications and things that people do to their Casita. You're not going to be told from an owner's perspective things they don't like. You're not going to be told about, things like keeping an eye on making sure this is not on when you don't want it to be on. And you're not necessarily going to be told about this little sensor down there. That's your carbon monoxide sensor. That thing's very sensitive, and that thing will start going off and you can't get it to stop. That's one of the things they're not going to likely go over. Here is where your heat is, by the way, your furnace. And you're also not going to learn stuff about blackout EZs. If you're into astronomy, if you've got some reason you need to, or if you just want to sleep late, maybe you're a day sleeper and you need it to be dark so you can go to sleep. These things are fantastic for that. They're fantastic for astronomy. If they would stick, see up here, all that light coming through, that's not sticking right. I got to work on that before tonight. There's a lot of different things you're going to learn by talking to a owner who has done different modifications. In my closet, I didn't show you that. In my closet area, just before we came on this trip, this is usually just an open closet area. It's not very big. And this is about 24 inches from opening right there. I'm not sure what the height is. I need to measure that. I built this little system in here just before we came on this trip. We had the open area and it just was wasted space because you had to pile stuff on top of each other. So I built this little 1x frame. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't want to do this for you. This was a real pain. This was hard job because there's no room to work. And I designed the frame to match these bins. You just can't make this thing and stick a bin in there. You got to make sure it's going to fit. So I made this frame specifically to hold these bins. So we've got 2 bins here. We've actually got 3. The bottom bin down there those shoes are sitting on are different things for the Casita. A place we need to store things like electrical cords and et cetera, et cetera. The bin up there is my wife's bin, and then up here is my bin where my clothes and stuff goes, and I've just stuffed stuff up on it here on top. I've got some areas on the side back here that are open, and I've put some things back there for storage. I keep the poles down here in that open storage area that go to your dinettes. There's 2 poles that go over there under the bed. That bed turns into a dinette. Without those poles, you can't make it into a dinette. Now, we've got the trifold mattress, I forgot the name of the company. I'll have to look this name up. Anyway, we've got the trifold mattress in this Casita, which is pretty nice. I am diabetic though, and I'm starting to have some problems with my arms going to sleep. But this is kind of a hard bed, but it is very comfortable. Now, Southern Mattress, I think it's called, makes a bed specifically designed for the Casita travel trailer, and they sell that thing for around $600. And we're probably eventually going to get one. We like using the dinette but I may have to sacrifice the dinette for comfort, especially with my diabetes, if we ever again have any money. My wife is on, we're in the COVID-19 thing. This is during the COVID-19 stuff. And things have just started opening back up. And we wound up coming to Florida. One thing that was really nice about this problem with fears of the COVID-19 was we did not have to come into contact with anybody, hardly at all, to come all the way to Florida. We did not have to go in to use a bathroom. We did not have to go in to pay for gas. The only thing I did coming here was I would get out of my truck, I would put on a pair of gloves, I would pump my gasoline and enter all the information on the keypad and all that kind of stuff. And then I would take those gloves off very carefully. I used to work for the UT Southwestern Medical Center at Dallas. So I got trained on how to not contaminate things. And so what I had to do, I learned, one of the things I had learned there was how to put gloves on and off without cross-contaminating. Because you can contaminate your hands and everything you're trying to do with plastic gloves. You got to know how to use a plastic glove. So I would pull my glove off with one hand, and then the glove was now inside out that had been on my hand. I would use that to pull the other glove off, and then I would drop those into the trash. That's the only way to not cross-contaminate things. It does no good at all to wear a nitrile or nitrite, or what you call those gloves, those hospital gloves, and not know how to use them. You know, if whatever you touch on the outside of that glove is contaminated. If you then wear that glove and get into your car, you've contaminated your door, your lock, your lever to open your door. You sit down in your vehicle and put your seatbelt on. Now, then you've contaminated your seatbelt. You put your hands on the steering wheel, and now you've contaminated the steering wheel. So you see how cross-contamination works? The only thing you can do to prevent contamination like that is to throw those gloves away immediately. And you got to know how to do that. It's not that easy just to. And I always put on a mask when I got out to get gas. I'm high risk. If I got the COVID-19 virus, it would not be good. I have coronary artery disease, I have diabetes, and I have high blood pressure, which are the three number one danger things for people who are having the worst time with the COVID-19 bug. So that's free information. And on the modification I did in this bathroom, let me go back over here. I also have a little bit of space on this side, and I keep a Ryobi charger right there, and I've got to mount that better. I'm trying to think how I can mount it. I may mount it. Well, can't do that. That wouldn't work. Anyway, I'm gonna mount that in here somehow, and better. I may put it up here and try to mount it somehow where it stays in place, where I can, or just leave it loose like I've got it now. We do also have back here in this modification I did, the one thing I don't like about the fire extinguisher here is that it is blocking our clothes. So I have to shove these clothes up from the top. You have to shove them through there and then hang them up. So we got a little bit of hanging storage there. And you could use this up here to hang baby clothes on or something, I guess. But I've just stuck this bag in here to make things look nice so that I can do this video. Anyway, guys, I hope that I highly recommend Casita Travel Trailers. I've had several people that I know in astronomy circles, I have recommended consider Casita, and I'm going to tell you, the people that don't listen to me are going to regret it. I hear so many horror stories about these various travel trailers that people buy at places like Camping World. I don't know what to say, but all I can say is best of luck to you. It is so nice having a fiberglass shell instead of a roof that leaks all the time. I hear so many people talk about roof leaks. It's just a constant problem. Roof leaks and floor leaks. The floors rot out. This Casita is built in such a way that you have a top section right there. That is a big fiberglass shell, that whole thing right there, and it stops right here. And you've got the bottom section with another fiberglass shell, and it stops right here. And this is where they're held together. And the bottom of this thing, let's see if I can get down there and show you the bottom of it. All of that's fiberglass except for the steel frame. So you don't have the problems that a lot of people have with these travel trailers that they're leaking all over the place. You still get leaks. You can get some leaks a lot. If you get a leak, a lot of the problem sometimes comes through here or through here, and some of it is condensation. A lot of times, one of the first things I had problems with, we were having a leak, and water kept coming in here. I finally figured out it was a refrigerator. The refrigerator was leaking out it's coming out along here, coming out to the front. Water was running over this way and stuff. Come on, Gumball. Our little dog's name is Gumball, by the way. How's a little black dog get the name Gumball? Well, your granddaughter. She originally was my 22-year-old granddaughter's puppy when she was a freshman in high school, and when she moved out, she blessed her papa with it. This is now my best buddy. She is always hanging on to papa, and she does a lot of that with Mimi too. But she's kind of papa's dog, and Mimi has a little pug, and then we both have a little dog named Lucky. But of course, they're all three of them are all of our family dogs. But anyway, that's the Casita, and I hope that you will heed my suggestion and advice. I highly recommend Casita. There are things that I don't like about Casita. Number one, I don't know how you would do this, but if I were building Casita, I would try somehow to build a Casita with nothing but American-made parts. Oh, let me tell you one problem about this refrigerator. If you buy the Casita or any other that has a Dometic refrigerator in it, you better buy this kit right here. See that plate? You need to buy this before you ever even pull out on your first trip, and follow the directions to install this plate right here. But if you do not, let me show you what's going to happen. Okay, this thing's made to be used. It's made to put stuff in the door. I had people on social media telling me it's because I was putting stuff in the door. Well, that's what it's made for. Yeah, I'm putting stuff in the door, you dummy. Water and stuff goes down there, and Cokes and stuff will be up here, and we got milk in there, and you got this nice little refrigerator. This is a 4.9, by the way, refrigerator, cubic foot refrigerator, whatever it is, cubic inch or cubic feet or whatever. Other ones we had looked at had as small as 13, and there's just no way. But this is what happened to our Casita. One day my wife kind of yelled to me. She was inside the Casita. We were loading up to go on a trip. Guess what happened? The hinge broke right here. Plastic crap. This is plastic crap. That's all this stuff is. This wasn't a problem. But this top hinge right here broke, and I had to add this to fix that. Now, it would have been nice, Casita, to have told me when I bought this, hey, you know what? We sell our units with a cheap-ass, plastic, poorly designed Dometic freezer. Made in China or Shanghai or who the heck knows. But wherever these things are made. But it would have been nice if they had at least told me that I can buy this part from an outside vendor and recommended I put this on before this breaks. Other people say, oh, we hadn't had any trouble, but the people really got me with the people that were going, oh, you should have put all that weight, all that water and stuff in the door. Well, the stinking thing's made to be used. It's not made to be looked at. So that's the number one thing I would recommend anybody do when you buy a Casita. First and foremost, put that on before this breaks, and then you won't have this awful looking mess that I've got, because Casita didn't tell me that was going to break. That never even came up as being a problem or even a thought. That's the number one complaint that I have right now. That really made me mad. The other thing that you need to be aware of is I'm not real sure if this refrigerator ever goes completely out, how you would replace it. That refrigerator will not fit through that door. There is no way that you're going to get that refrigerator out through that door. The only way I think you might be able to get it out is through that window back there. You'd have to take that window out and you'd have to force that thing through there somehow and bring in another one to put a new refrigerator in. That's one of the things that nobody tells you about. And that's probably common to most places, to most brands of any kind of RV too, by the way. You got to think about those things. How you gonna replace that someday if you had to? And this little thing here is a second, an outside. It's not Casita that came up with this. This is very necessary because you hit these. You need to buy one of these. You hit these buttons all the time, and you turn your refrigerator off, and all of a sudden you realize your temperature is 56 degrees and your freezer's 40 or something, and everything's ruined because you bumped that and didn't know you'd done it, and we're gone for the whole day after doing it. I have not bumped it since that was put on there, and I think Little House Customs or somebody like that sells these. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, let me also tell you, I have a website. It's called ramblingobserver.com. And I showed you my graphics. Let's go back outside here. This little dog will not let me get 5 inches from her when I do things. Let me give you my website here so you can go and look at my book that I'm working on. Simply ramblingobserver.com, one word. On there I have a section called Writings, and I am working on an online book about the Casita travel trailer. I think you need more than one. There is a book sort of on Casita that this person, I'm just going to say this person sells. Anyway, I'm writing a book that's going to be available for free on the internet on Casita. I'm putting everything in there that I can think about. You'll go in there now and you'll find headings with nothing written under it. I'm putting headings in as I realize I need to write about this or I need to write about that. And then you find a lot of information where I found stuff, and I'm trying to put all this research and stuff in there. And I'm putting stuff like where do you get, who do you contact, get a graphic like that done. There are people who make custom wheel covers. I want to buy a custom wheel cover for a woman one of these days. Like this modification down here, I'm going to write about that when I do it. And I'm going to show you other people who have done similar things. What about tires? I'm going to give you everything you need to know about the Casita tire. What about electrical plugs? This is what I've had to do here temporary. This is the Casita cord, which is only about 20, maybe 25 feet. I put one extension cord that I bought is that one, and you look how far that goes. Not very far. 25 feet. Well, the problem is, I get over here to this extension where I've got this covered for rain. I've had to run this extension cord here, and that's not a appliance grade extension cord, by the way, and it plugs up there to something. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not plugged up. That's a multi-plug. You got plugs ever so many feet on this particular extension cord. It's not. I didn't intend to ever use this for my Casita. But look how far I am from right here to there, where I've actually plugged up inside that space back there, that porch. I need another extension cord. I gotta tape this off and see how far. I may be going to Lake City, Florida, and picking up a 50-foot extension cord from them, because I don't like this. That's just a regular garage. I checked this. I'll check this to make sure that wire's not getting hot. But it's not made for that. You need a extension cord like that, not that. So that's another thing you need to be aware of. But anyway, guys, I hope that you will go and look at my book online. I will publish this as soon as I'm done with it and get it published for you. Anyway, I need to sign. My wife just came up here and was asking me why I never answer my phone. Let me go ahead and clear. This is Marvin Huddleston. Go to ramblingobserver.com and check out my book.